Hello and welcome to the Insights and Motivation YouTube podcast. Yes, this is an AI-generated content, but remember, there was a human at the beginning of it, creating and curating this material with care and purpose. I request you, dear listener, to step aside from any bias and listen to the message itself. Take the message, not the messenger. That is the key. The same is true for the rest of the playlists and podcasts on this channel, each designed to inspire thought, dialogue, and transformation. Now, let me begin the podcast. Equality and inclusivity in schools. In a democratic classroom, every student's voice matters equally, whether they are high achievers or still finding their footing. Schools can implement student councils and classroom forums where all learners share ideas on teaching methods, assignments, or even the cafeteria menu. By giving everyone a platform, you nurture belonging, eliminate favoritism, and encourage inclusive education practices that enhance engagement. Freedom and rights. A core democratic value is freedom of expression, and schools can model this by empowering students to pursue creativity, question respectfully, and express ideas openly. Debate forums, open choice projects, and anonymous suggestion systems foster curiosity and critical thinking. By embedding student freedom of learning and speech in education, schools prepare learners for lifelong engagement with ideas. Rule of law and accountability. Just like in society, schools thrive when rules apply to everyone equally: students, teachers, and administrators. A fair code of conduct ensures mutual respect. If students must be punctual, teachers too should uphold that standard. Clear accountability in school life builds trust and demonstrates that fairness is not negotiable. Participation and representation. True democratic functioning requires representation. In schools, this means student parliaments, advisory boards, or committees with real decision-making power. When students co-create events, shape policy, or influence curriculum, they develop a sense of ownership. This is not token involvement. It's authentic student participation in education that creates deeper investment in school life. Transparency and truthfulness. A democratic school operates on openness. Policies on grading, discipline, and decision-making must be transparent. Posting grading rubrics, sharing disciplinary criteria, and explaining policy changes openly reduces fear and uncertainty. Students feel secure when they know the why behind school rules, fostering an environment of educational transparency. Deliberation and dialogue. Dialogue is central to democracy, and schools can nurture this through structured conversations. Weekly open dialogue sessions between students, teachers, and administrators provide space to resolve conflicts, suggest innovations, and strengthen bonds. By embedding dialogue, schools create a culture of student-teacher collaboration that promotes empathy and emotional intelligence. Checks, balances, and power sharing. Concentration of power erodes engagement, even in schools. A balanced approach includes peer review systems, feedback loops, and shared governance models. Teachers can evaluate one another, while students provide constructive classroom feedback. This culture of educational checks and balances prevents rigidity and keeps learning dynamic. Civic education and awareness. The best way to teach democracy is to practice it. Schools can run mock elections, participatory budgeting exercises, and role-based simulations where students allocate resources like library funds or sports equipment. These experiences create active citizenship skills in education, helping students internalize responsibility, fairness, and collective problem-solving. Social justice and equity. No democracy is complete without equity. Schools can implement peer tutoring programs, inclusive clubs, and mentorship systems to ensure every learner, regardless of background, thrives. By practicing equitable education access, schools embody justice in action, reducing gaps and fostering collective growth. By embedding equality, freedom, accountability, participation, transparency, dialogue, power sharing, civic education, and equity into everyday practice, schools transform from institutions into mini democracies of learning and engagement. This shift doesn't just educate, it empowers, turning classrooms into incubators of 21st century leadership, social responsibility, and human well-being. Did this podcast resonate with you? Are you an educator or a higher authority with the ability to influence educational policy and reform? If so, I encourage you to share this podcast as widely as possible within your connections And do share and subscribe to this channel. This channel has lots of playlists and educational, psychological content with a focus on how to improve all systems of education, corporate culture, and many such topics. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for our next podcast.